Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hermitcraft. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing great. I'm back from my business trip, and I am just stoked and so excited to be back with my microphone, to be back able to talk with you guys, and to play this amazing, wonderful game of Minecraft. So last time we did the Wanted game, or we started the Wanted game. I presented the idea of introducing Ethos Death Games back in a business with a little bit of a different theme, with a little bit of a, Western kind of thing. And I'll admit, I was very scared when the episode went up. One of the reasons was because I had to stress through the end and get it rendered. Like, after I recorded the last little bit of it, I think I had 40 minutes till I had to go. So I speed rendered it, had to render it in lower resolution, and then had to put it out on my channel and all that kind of stuff. But you guys were super happy with the fact that we're doing Ethos Death Games. Most of you. Like, the other reason I was afraid, I should say, was because I didn't want to step on anyone's toes. You know, I didn't want you guys to think that I would take Ethos' wonderful idea and just make it my own or anything like that. Because this is more about having it on the server. I did check with Etho. He didn't say that he was going to build it beforehand. So I really wanted it on the server, and I had this idea with the whole Wanted thing. So there was a few comments that were a little bit concerned about that fact. But, you know, most of you just loved the fact that we actually took it and built it here. Now, one thing that we got to talk about is the 1TO. Okay, in my head, this looked like a D. Yeah? But then I saw your comments and you're like, Iskall, that's not a D. That's a freaking O. And I agree, okay? It looks a lot like an O. So, I practiced a few Ds. We'll have to go and change that sometime during today. But yeah, a lot of you guys had suggestions on how we should pursue the whole technical aspect of this game as well, which was awesome to see. So, let's get into it here today, I suppose, right off the bat, so that we get some stuff done. I did dig out a big area underneath. This is going to be for our redstone. This is going to be for the technicalities that goes into this game, and hopefully I can pull it off. Should be able to. Now, first of all, let's go into a little bit of history, a little bit of detail, a little bit of information in regards of how Ethos Death Game works. And then from there, we can see if we can build on it. I said in the last episode I wanted to use player heads, so I've actually had full symmetry kill me and give me my head. Yeah, it's a gorgeous head. It's wow. You see that head, you're like, oh, I want to kiss that guy, right? Okay, anyway, I'm being silly here. The way Ethos Death Games work is it utilizes, let's get a button here to show you this. It utilizes Minecraft's built-in randomizer, which is the dropper or a dispenser. Now, basically, we place down a dropper, and we can put in a chest, we can put in a cobblestone, a hopper, just to give you an idea. And whenever I pulse this with redstone, a random item in this 9 grid is going to pop out. We got the cobblestone. We can put the cobblestone back, pulse it again. We get the hopper. And there's no specific order to how this works. We get the chest. Do it again. Get the hopper again. There's no specific order. It's all fully random. And basically how Ethos Death Game worked, just to very, very small scale. Like, he had a lot of other functions to this, but just to give you an idea, he had a running clock that would pulsate this ever so often. I think it was every maybe 24 hours, let's say. And then in here he had the names. I think he used swords when I saw it last. So the player name Slayer, for example, the player name Bow, etc. Was then pulsated, went into a chest where it was frozen. I didn't bring any redstone. Hold on, we got this. Don't know, by the way, I was a little bit scared about the whole dark oak including... Oops, hi. Sorry, Torch, where were you? Boom. Okay, I was a little bit scared about the whole dark oak thing including, but I actually think it sits alright. And I did it for the floor there as well. Anyway, back to this. So you'd have a hopper there that was locked. Let's just double check so that's locked. It is. And then ever so often then a pulse would come to this dropper, would shoot up a name up to this chest. And then once the clock hit again, it would unfreeze this hopper for a second. Like this. Boop. Freeze it again. The bow comes back here and then select a new random name. Again, it was bow this time. That's a very, very simplistic version of the death games. Basically a cycle of names that's getting randomized into a chest, and then the players go in here, they find their target. Mr. Dropper is now the target, and then they're allowed to go and kill him. There was also armor included, so you had to use specific armor and that kind of stuff. Now that's very cool. That's a way of doing it. I'm thinking though, I want to include player heads, and I was thinking a lot about how to do this, and then I read your comments, and there are two things that stuck that we're gonna have to decide upon which one we use. Let's go down here, and I'll show you. I show you. Did I not bring any sticks? Let's make some sticks. We're gonna go ahead and make an armor stand, because I saw a very interesting comment and I wanted to see if this was true. Someone is saying that a dispenser will be able to place a player head on an armor stand. And I think that's true. So let's just try that. Oh, it will. Okay, that's very, very cool. Very cool. Hi, me! Stick me! So that's a way of doing it. Now what I'm trying to figure out here is a cool way of displaying who the wanted person is. Okay? Now just out of curiosity, will that work if we have the dispenser there as well? Oh, it will. Okay. That's cool. So then I assume that it will work if we have it underneath. Just do some testies, you know? These kind of things you need to figure out, you need to know. Boop, 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 da-doop. Aha. That works as well. So we are able to attack this armor stand from any side, I assume. Should we try from above? Sure. Boop, boop. Oh, this is interesting. Will it be able to shoot in one block? I don't think it will. Nah. Okay. But if we bring this up, come on now, guy. We bring this up like so. That's gonna work. Yes. Okay. Cool. So that's one of the things that I wanted to find out, because I love the idea of having these heads, or the head of the player that's being wanted, to pop up on an armor stand, and we can make that look really cool and fully automated. Now, if we're gonna make that work though, can we also pull a head off an armor stand? Is that a thing? If I do this, oh, hi. You sunk into the hopper. Is this gonna work? Is that gonna... Oh no, it's not. See, we need to get the head off somehow. We could have it so that the player, when you go and pursue someone, you have to... Let's just double check this. Let's just try this as well. When you go and pursue someone, you'd have to... No, that won't work either. Dang it. When you go and pursue someone, you'd have to take the head off and bring it with you or something like that. But if that's the case, then the player that gets selected will be selected until someone kills him or her, which is not ideal. Ah, that's a shame. So that may kill the idea of having armor stands. Alright. Someone was also saying that you could place heads on soul sand, and I didn't have any soul sand on the server, so I actually tried that out in creative, and you can't unless it's a wither head, I believe. I don't think you can put a wither head either. I think that's a modded thing. Okay, anyway, that half worked, but we have to be very clever about how to get the head off, because we need to cycle the heads, you see. The other idea that I really liked, that was suggested by you guys, was the fact that we can use... we can try and make like armor, or sorry, not armor, wanted posters. So let me show you. If we would have redstone lights like that, and then we'd have a block of some sort on top of that, and then we'd go with an item frame, and then for every player that's in this, we put their head in an item frame, and then whenever we build a randomizer that would then somehow light one of the lights, and then after the cycle of 10 hours or whenever, it's going to switch and select another head. So when you go in to the wanted saloon, you will easily see which head is lit up. And this can be done. This can be done. We're gonna need a huge randomizer though, but this can absolutely be done. Jeez, my voice is like ha 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 hi. I can't talk today. I haven't talked in so long. But yeah, this may be the way we do it, because I really like how that looks. Now, the way I was thinking about doing this was something similar, but I was gonna have the heads just sitting on top of the redstone lamp. I think I like the poster idea better though. Right? Now I wonder, can I name player heads? Let's try that as well. Let's make an anvil here. Boop, 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 doom. And like that. If I name my player head, will it change texture? I hope not, because I had to die for this head. I know it's to die for, but you know. No, that still works. Okay, that's good, because then we can do that, and we get the nice like overlaying label there. All right, let's consider doing this method. All right, so let's go up, and actually I'm gonna need to bring these. Boop boop. Let's go up and see if we can sketch this out somehow. We have a very, very tiny building to work with this in, and we may have to extend it. I kind of like the look of this. I really like it. A few guys were saying that it doesn't make sense that we have a saloon for a wanted game. We should have like a sheriff's office or something like that. But I really like it. I think it looks really good, and I want to use it, so I'm gonna stick with it. All right. Most of you guys really like the saloon though, so anyway, so if we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'd do the same here, and then we'd do 6 here. That would be 16 participant slots, which I think is more than enough. I don't know if we are 16 hermits that are active, possibly, but I don't think everybody want to participate anyway. And then I don't know if we want to use spruce. We may want to use something else, but just for now, let's just say that that's the case. So we'd have it like this. Oh, we can't use the corners though, can we? Hold on. Or maybe we can. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. Okay, so that's cool. So we'd go with item frames all around. Punch you off. And why on earth is no one sleeping when I'm recording? Every time when I'm not recording, I'm out hunting mobs, getting a little bit of XP. They always sleep, but not when I'm recording. No. Xuma, go to bed, please. Impulse is just AFK, I think. Yeah, that could work. Now, Ethos Death Game had this specific armor that you had to use to kill the others, and weapons and stuff. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. We don't have space for it at the moment, but we could go, if we wanted to pursue that, we could punch these away, and then we could extend the building this way, and we could have an armor situation back here or something like that, just to make it 2 rooms. Could look a little bit cool. We could even make a staircase and a second floor. I know a lot of Western buildings had that. Now, to make this work redstone wise, we could power these lamps. Let's punch these blocks away here so we can see what we're doing. We have to power these individually, okay? So we'll do that from underneath. And we'll go, I don't know what accent that was, by the way. And we can't power them directly. Let me show you what happens. If we put a torch here, I'm going to power this lamp as well. And the reason for that is because redstone lights accept indirect power. Okay, indirect as the next block. We can use that though. So if we place a block here and then a block here, for example, we can go ahead and, if I can get up, boom, 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 boom. Now that's going to power 1 lamp at a time. See? So that's how we're going to do it, okay? And then we'd invert the signal. We'll come down here again, and we'll put another line of these, and then like so, and now they're inverted, okay? So if I power this torch here, I'm going to select that player head that's sitting in that item frame. Cool. Now, as I said, this is going to have to be fully automatic and it's going to have to be randomized. So we're going to have to use a randomizer. And it's going to be a little bit tricky. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do this. It can be done though, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to go sketching a little bit. But basically, the idea is we're going to use the dropper method, right? That we just saw earlier. And we're going to use another method. Let me show you this as well. I'm going to go ahead and use a method where... Do I have any unstackable items? I do. If I do this... Boop, boop, boop. Need some more of this. And boop. Make a hole. There's another function in Minecraft that's going to be very important to this build. Now, if you followed me for a long time, you saw me use this when I built a casino way back. Way back in time, where my voice sounded completely different and stuff like that. But okay, there is a method here where Minecraft differentiates between non-stackable items and stackable items. And it also differentiates between heavy stackable items, which for example is ender pearls or snowballs that only stack up to 16, and items that stack to 64, like for example this block of redstone. Let's actually go with a stone instead, just to prove my point. Now, here's what we can do. We can, if we have a hopper like that and pulsate this here, what's going to happen is that the item is going to go into the hopper quickly and then back into the dropper, right? Stone went in and then back into the dropper. This time stone again and back into the dropper. Now, if we put a comparator here, we're actually going to be able to tell whether or not it's the stone block or if it's the hoe that gets transferred because of the different weight. Check this out. Whenever the hoe gets selected, which again is random, hi button, can I get you? Thank you. Whenever the hoe gets selected here, you're going to see all of these 3 redstone dust being lit up. But whenever the stone is going to be selected, you're only going to see this here be lit up, okay? Watch. Stone, stone, hoe. You saw the difference? Stone, hoe. Pay attention to this line here. I guess I can put that there. That's the hoe selected. That's the hoe selected. I'm not going to be able to be quick enough to show you. Yeah, there you saw the stone, hoe. Okay. And had we had ender pearls, which I don't have, or snowballs, the redstone signal would only reach here. Now that's because Minecraft, the comparator, will measure the amount of fullness this hopper has. Okay, so at the moment, when we put in a stone, because they can stack to 64, the fullness of this hopper is not as much as if we put in a non-stackable item, like for example a bow. All right. I hope that makes sense. Now we're going to utilize that in this randomizer because based off of that we can get 3 different readings per dropper. We're going to need 16, so I'm going to need a bunch of these. And I think the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to do most of this off camera because it's going to be a lot of humming and bumming, and I'm going to show you what I've done afterwards. But I think the way I'm going to do this is parallel wire them, I think what it's called. Basically, we have one of these that has 2 or 3 different outputs like we saw, and based out of those 3 we go into another cluster and we'll have another set of droppers, and basically at the end of it we'll have 16 different outputs, or it will be 15 I suppose. But yeah, it's gonna be very, very interesting. Let me see if I can build this big randomizer, okay? And then we'll take a look at it together, and we'll try and figure out if we can use this method. Alright, so I put up a prototype. Yeah. Prototype is what this is called. Just to show you what I meant by this. Okay, this is gonna work. This is gonna work beautifully. Now notice how I push this button and randomly a light is selected. And this utilizes 2 outputs. I was talking about 3 outputs, but honestly we have 16 of those, or 14 if we decide to do the next room. And so we're not going to need to do 3 outputs per cluster. This will work out fine. But basically what's happening here is I pulsate this, it's going to shoot out either a hoe or a slab. Now remember, 64 or non-stackable. The hoe is going to trigger this line here, boop, boop, and then trigger this repeater and light this thing. So if the hoe is selected, this thing here is going to be lit. Where if the stone slab is selected, this is the only dust that's going to be selected. That's going to trigger this torch and then trigger this light here. This torch will basically go on. Now, a very important part of this is the repeater that's sitting right here. What this repeater does is that it will lock this redstone if this line is lit, because obviously every single item will trigger this torch. Now watch that torch there. Every single time I push it, this torch will be triggered. And we need to make sure that even if this is triggered, as long as this is triggered as well, this won't have any effect. And that we do by this repeater picking up on the signal, locking this redstone line here. So as you see, the repeater goes on. The repeater goes on and locks this. Whereas if the slab is selected, the repeater will not go on, as you saw there. I hope that makes sense. This looks more advanced than it is. It's really, really straightforward. Now, in order to get 16 different outputs, or 14 different outputs, because this is just 2 outputs, right? What I'm going to do is, instead of having lights here, we're going to hook up another. So say this is our input. And I may have to move this as well back. I think I do, because I think I need more space. But we're going to have another set of these. So I'll have... how do I want to do this? I'll possibly bring this over this way and bring this here over this way, like so. Yes, and then from here I'll go another dropper and another hopper on top. Just repeat what I've done here, and I'll fit all this in, and basically we'll end up with another cluster coming off something like this. We'll pick up that signal, we'll go down like so, boop boop, and we'll put the single signal going this way. I may have to change up how these are laid out as well, just to be able to fit them, but we'll see what happens. So we do that, and then we'd have another block there, and our output then could go maybe this way, and that would be for 1, and our output for 2 could be down this way again. So now let's just try this quickly. We'll have a light there, we'll have a lamp there. Ooh, why you be lit? Oh, of course. Boop, boop. Let me get some more lights. We should now be able to... Where be... Oh, hi. My lights be up there. Okay, can I just borrow you, fellow lamps, for a second? Thank you. Boop, 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 boop. By the way, rumor has it that Doc M and Etho found our horse. Okay? I saw it. I saw the episode, and I got immediately loads of tweets and messages about it. I spoke with Doc, and we're gonna meet up. They wanted to do a handover for some reason. I don't know. They want to ensure, I suppose, that I give them what's theirs, which is the diamonds that I promised. Ooh, what am I doing here? So yeah, look forward to that. Thank you guys so much for letting them know in the comments field of their videos as well. I saw that. That was amazing. Okay. Anyway, now let's see if we've managed to turn it from 2 outputs into 3 outputs. Push this button. Light there is lit. Push it again. Light there again. This light. Can we get that light as well? It's all random. It should work. 33%. There we go. Boom. So that's the kind of idea. That's the style. That's the way I'm going to do this, to get 14 different outputs. Now, of course, again, this here will go into one of these clusters, and this cluster will go into 2 more clusters, and on and on and on it goes. All right? All right. So guess who's been thinking and not getting a whole lot of blocks placed for the past 2 hours? This guy. Obviously, with this randomizer, we're getting what's called a pulse, and we need a steady signal for the lamps to go on. They need to be looking like that. They need to be levered, basically. And I was thinking, you know, that's not going to be a problem. We can use something that in Redstone nerd language is called a flip, a flop. So I started to try and fit that. I dug this area out. And I quickly realized that that won't work, because we will need to control how we reset things and stuff. And so I quickly ran into like a block of issues in my head. I called upon the famous redstone genius, Mumbo Ajumbo. And I said, Mumbo, do you have any solution for me? And he came here and he showed me this. Now this is an RS NOR latch, which, you know, that sounds very fancy. And it does exactly what I needed to do. And this is his design. I'll put his video. He has a tutorial for this. I'll put that down in the description. If I forget it, you remind me, okay? Basically, this acts like a lever, but it also have a reset line. Now check this out. We're going to go ahead and put a button here and a button here. And we're going to push that. That should reset that one. And I'm going to push that and it will reset the other. Okay. So, actually, let's reset this manual because I was testing something else. Don't mind me. Now, if we build this randomizer and we take the pulse and we connect them up to all of these different lines that I'm making here, and we send it into, for example, this line here, what's going to happen is it's going to trigger and it's going to turn on the lamp. Boom. Okay? So that's a T flip-flop. It basically takes the pulse and makes it into a signal. Now, what I struggled with my T flip-flop idea was that if we then send another signal and it ends up hitting this line, it's not going to reset the first line. It's still going to be on, right? But with an RS NOR latch, it will reset it. Check this out. So imagine that lamp being connected to this line. Boom. It's going to send a signal and reset the first lamp. And that's exactly what I needed. So, you know, thank you so much, Mumbo. Thank you a million times because this was driving me crazy. I'll leave it up to Mumbo's video to explain how to build this. But basically, it works off the premises that once we get a pulse here, we are sending a signal to two different locations. We're sending it to this dropper, and we're sending it upwards to this line here, which resets or pulses the dropper at the top, given the desired effect. Now, what I really liked was the design that Mumbo gave us, which we can stack. We can make them next to each other like this, and we kind of need that for this. So all I have to do to continue this is just do that, and then go with another block there, torch, block, and extend the reset line. Now, there is another issue with this, okay? Issues does not stop. Now, this is a solution to an issue, so I don't see it as an issue anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and place a torch at there. The next issue is space. I dug here, and I came out of the mountain, and that's a massive flaw in my plan, because this randomizer that I'm planning to build, the cluster randomizer, is huge. It's massive. So what I may have to do is go down and kind of dig out an area underneath and then make sure that I pulsate. Maybe I'll go remove that and I'll have another line there. And I'll make randomizers hit these, but below here. So I'll use a torch to power upwards. Because I don't think there's any way that I'll be able to fit these clusters. Now remember, this here, these amount of blocks here, except for this is an RS NOR latch then that Mumbo showed me, a simple one. But these blocks that we have here are just 3 different outputs. Now we are going to need at least 10. Okay, I may have changed the plan in between cutscenes. I don't know if I said this in the last segment, but I think we're only going to use the sides here and we're not going to use the front. But anyway, I need to do a little bit of more digging, and hopefully I come back to you with my randomizers put up. It's scaring me right now at the moment. It's really, really scary with the amount of space that we're gonna need for this. So check it out, guys. I am done, I think. I haven't tried this yet. But this is the result. So I dug down. I actually went and I borrowed Exumavoid's beacon. Earlier today, he invited me to come and mine with him. And I do have some footage for that, but I don't have any time in the video, so I can't include it. But thank you, X, for letting me mine with you, and thank you for letting me borrow your beautiful beacon. So if you didn't know, a tier 1 beacon with haste and an efficiency 5 pick which XumaVoid was kind enough to borrow me an efficiency A4 book to make. That combination instamines clay. So I did go and I borrowed it, and then that allowed me to dig this area down here much quicker, and then I started fitting the randomizers. Now, this looks very, very, very messy, but it ain't too bad. I think you can surely like compact this and nerd around being as compact as possible, but you know me, I don't really care about that. I think this space here wasn't going to be used anyway, so we're pretty good. All right, so we're going to test this out though. I'm not going to say too much before we've tested this out. One other important thing that I had to do is this thing here. Let's get up. Let's get a little bit of height. Boop. Oop. And there we go. This is our reset line for the RS NOR latch that Mambo helped us with. And I had to do a two-way repeater here because otherwise, let's just see if we can get, so I can show you. Otherwise, the reset, if we pulsated any of these, of this side, it didn't reset the other side, this side here. So I had to have the reset line go all around, and for that I needed a two-way repeater, which is basically, I made like so. I just googled two-way repeater and there was a picture that looked like this. Compare it to repeater, redstone, redstone. Compare it to repeater, redstone, redstone. So the signal is strengthened both from left and from right. Okay? Anyway, all we should have to do now, we have no lights on. Let's just double check. No, we're good. So all we should have to do is pulsate the main randomizer, this thing here. And I think that I fit all of these with one non-stackable item and a stackable. I should have got them all. So if we send a signal here to this, is that correct? Yeah. I think this is the main thing. Then we should get one random lamp to turn on. And I think I saw it being this side here. Nope. Ah, dang it, it didn't work. It actually failed. Okay, let's try that again. I may have missed a connection somewhere. Went this way. Okay, went the right way. There we go. Got one on there. Okay, now when we pulsate it again, that should turn off and another lamp should go on. I just need to find where I broke the connection that way. Went that way and it hit something because I heard the clicking. And yes, that light there is now lit. Cool, this is off. Aha! The reason it didn't work the first time is probably because I missed a redstone line somewhere. Let's try that again. Went this way and I saw it. It's the middle lamp. Yep. And this lamp here should be off. We can see that on the redstone torches. We have to, of course, connect this up to the timer, hopper timer. This light here is now lit. Oh, goodness. So now if we were to connect this up to a clock, then we could stand up there and just see it happen. So let me do that real quick, actually. I didn't think I'd have enough time, but let me just put a super quick ugly clock here so we can stand up there and see this in action. Alright, so I'm just going to put together a very, very simple hopper clock. And now that I think about it, we may need a pulse generator here. But maybe not. Okay, let's just see if this works. So hopper goes there, piston goes there, piston goes there, hopper there. Remove you. I've done 100 of these, but I can't. There's always the chance that I mess it up anyway because you kind of forget. But I think this is correct. Don't have any stone blocks. Do that then. Do that, and then some redstone there and some redstone there. And then we put in, let's make this super quick, 16 items. Now every time those 16 items passes through, we should get a signal here. That should reset the system. Yeah, so let's go up and see if this works. Now we have a broken connection somewhere. Oh geez, it's night. Of course it's night. Okay, let's close that off. Close that off. One block. Beautiful. Okay, we saw what happened. It switched over to that. This is cool. And should about switch over again. Boom. There we go. And this should be completely random now. So like we could possibly get the same side twice. And do we get a switch? I think it hit the broken link somewhere because it stayed on for too long there now. There we go, next lamp. Very cool. And then we just make that clock slower. We time it so that, you know, it's feasible. I decided not to do this because I wanted to prolong this or extend this and make it an armor disposing thing there as well. But this is very cool. I'm very, very happy with this. I have to find the broken link because there's something wrong there, but I'll do that. However, that's going to do it for today. We're way out of time on the video, and this has taken a lot of time so far to complete. Oh, hello, Xuma. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Special thank you to Mumbo Jumbo for coming over and showing me the RS NOR latch. I would never have been able to do this without the RS NOR latch. And yeah, I think as far as mechanics goes, it's a little bit of tweaking and stuff, but in general, we got it working. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and leave a nice comment or write something constructive. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you in the next episode.